and gentlemen, please
be advised of the following facts.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. On a good night, listener discretion is advised.
What did that guy say?
I don't know. That music was ripping, though.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 1-800-LOVE-191.
And now, here's LoveLine with your hosts, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Chris.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
I love you.
I'm into you.
All right. Yes, I was just wondering what a prostate was, because I've heard a lot about it, and yeah.
Hey, Chris, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
high
you
strung for 15.
kick both our asses.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Are you okay,
Wow.
Chris?
No. I mean, yes.
You just a little nervous, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What have you heard about a prostate? I like this
I heard
question.
that it can get cancer,
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
and yeah.
Where do you think it's located?
Somewhere near the penis.
Yeah. Well, everything's kind of in the general vicinity of the penis.
Yeah, and it hurts.
I count my scalp as being close to the penis. Like, if people say, where's my scalp? It's next to the penis.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, basically what this is a large gland that wraps around the urethra as it leaves the bladder, almost like if the bladder were a balloon, it's kind of a balloon pushing into a balloon. Does that make sense? Adam, am I making sense here? I'm gonna
It's a balloon around a balloon.
Here's the bladder like this, and then there's this thing around it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
It goes like that.
Listen, you don't see anything.
Okay.
It's like this. You know the guy who makes the animals out of the balloons?
The clowns?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so what if he took one of the straight long balloons, and then he took another straight long balloon, and he looped it around and made it a circle, and then he poked the one straight one through the circle?
Kind of that.
Wasn't that just what you said?
It's more sort of fig-shaped. Things go through it.
But it goes through it, right?
Yeah, and the bladder sits out here like that.
All right.
And it's an immune gland. It's a secretory gland. It produces semen. It lubricates the genital tract. It protects the genital tract from bacteria coming up in that direction. It's an important gland, and it can become inflamed and infected. It can become cancerous. And basically, if any male lives to 100, his probability of having prostate cancer is 100%.
Yeah, Drew, how do you check? Can you check your own prostate?
No.
I told you my grandmother wanted my stripper girlfriend to check my prostate once.
You did mention that one.
And she was deadly serious. Goddamn woman's magazines.
No.
That must have been.
No, it's your grandma brainstorming.
It wasn't from Redbook or Reader's Digest. Believe me, it was from one of them chick magazines like Vogue or Cosmopolitan. The point is can't somebody put their finger in your butt and feel your prostate?
Yes, somebody who knows what they're doing, sure. I do that to people all the time.
Couldn't you? Let me give you a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Let's say me, you, and Dooley, Engineer Mike, we're going salmon fishing in Alaska on one of those pontoon planes, and we hit a big school of geese. Yeah. And the plane goes down. And you break both arms.
Yeah.
And actually both fingers.
Can I talk you through a prostate exam?
That's my point. We're trapped out in the wilderness. Dooley's experiencing some rectal pain. And I got to use some sap or bear spit or something as a lubricant.
Sort of the way a pilot would talk somebody down.
From the control tower.
There's a movie.
Pull up on the stick. Pull up. All right, the point is...
There's a remake of Airport in here somewhere.
I think you're thinking of Mad World.
Airplane.
Would you quiet?
Yeah.
All right, now could you tell me what to do to Dooley?
No.
Why not?
It's like anything else in medicine. You have to feel it for yourself many, many times before you know the difference. People can explain.
You have to feel Dooley's ass many, many times?
You'd have to feel many, many prostates before you know the difference between a normal one and an abnormal one.
All right.
And that's axiomatic in medicine.
How many prostates you figure
can
you've
explain
poked?
this? That's why you can't read a textbook and become a doctor. You can't do it. You have to see this stuff.
I think you could talk. I mean, listen, I'm a carpenter. I could stand next to you and tell you how to build something.
I could tell you how to do the exam, but you wouldn't be able to tell me whether you saw anything, whether you experienced anything normal or abnormal.
All right. You could. It'd be better than not having you there, though. Otherwise, it'd just be me camping with Dooley.
I'm assuming.
Would you let me?
I'm assuming it's the only prostate you will have ever felt.
All right.
Is that true?
Listen, I had a joke there. Just forget about it. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Just don't steamroll when I'm steamrolling.
What happened to you today?
Nothing.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Tell me.
Nothing happened. It's just forget it.
And what's the matter with him?
Nothing.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Stacey,
Hi.
you're 20.
Yeah.
Stacey, see if you can figure out what's the matter with that.
Nothing's the matter with me. You have no timing. That's all.
That was it. Traffic.
Huh?
Traffic.
Oh, you mean with me?
Yeah.
No. Listen, I'm in a good mood. Now shut up and ask your question.
What's my dad doing in Israel?
Stacey, what's up?
Actually, I had more of an inquiry on your guys' opinion about something. I'm 20 years old and I'm still a virgin, and to me that's always been just kind of like a private thing. Like I don't go around like letting people know or whatever. But I was interested in this guy, and we ended up hooking up one night, and it kind of came out, and then like all of a sudden he started acting like, I don't know, it was just weird. He was like, he was like gonna go downstairs, and he like made the bed up all nice for me, and like went downstairs. And
when you say go downstairs, is that some sort of euphemism for oral sex, or did he go into the kitchen?
Like no, to the couch.
I see.
To the couch.
All right, okay. So you'd planned on spending the night in the same bed with him,
Right.
and he got spooked.
Well, it wasn't even like spooked. It wasn't like he was scared or anything. He was just kind of like,
He was beaten. He was defeated.
it was almost like he had assumed something because of that fact.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Reasonable assumption.
And let me tell you something, too. We don't really talk about this too much, but guys' sexual frustration sometimes manifests itself in many different ways. We hear about the rape end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other aspects of it that young men get involved with. There's the sort of reverse psychology thing where they pretend like they're not interested, and they banish themselves to the sofa.
Total gentleman.
Before you ask them to go, thinking you're going to get confused and ask them back. Or do you know what I'm talking about, Drew?
Sort of passive aggressive thing.
We never really get into this, but
yeah.
you know how guys go through that little.
That's a rarer manifestation, I suspect.
Yeah, but you've tried that maneuver before. Hell yes, you've tried that. Every guy does. There's that weird thing, maybe between the age of 17, 18, and 25, you do little weird things where you go out on a date and you don't even hug them at the end of the date. You want to keep them off balance. It's sort of a I was watching the this isn't going to be a good analogy, but I was watching the X Games.
Yeah.
And they had the downhill speed skating. And it was like the slalom, downhill inline rollerblade thing. And they'd flap the gate open, and 5 guys would either go tearing down for the finish line, pushing hard, or they would all meander at the top, going back and forth, waiting for one guy to make a move so that they could sort of draft the other guy.
Oh, wow.
And it all depended on who made the move and everything. But it's a certain kind of strategy.
Right.
And this may have been that doing the slalom at the top, waiting for someone to make a move. Guys usually tear for the finish line. But once in a while, they try this ploy.
I was also wondering, because he's a little bit older, I was wondering if that might have anything to do with it either.
How old is he?
29.
Only that he was more gentlemanly in his manipulations. That's about all.
Well, do you think it's made like an impression on him?
No, I think look. Are you still seeing him?
Well, I haven't. Like I saw him again, but it wasn't anything.
It was different.
Yeah, it wasn't. He was just kind of like he even like left. We didn't even leave at the same time.
So he's done. He has something different in mind for his relationship.
Sounds like it, but you people that think, or you ladies that think that being a virgin's a deal breaker for a guy, at least in my opinion, are way off.
Yeah. But for this guy, it sounds like it might have been.
Yeah, it might have been. If I found a 20-year-old girl who was a virgin who was seeing me, I would look at it. At first, I would be excited, and the second thing I would do would start planning a strategy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like taking Monte Cassino or whatever that mountain was in Italy that the Americans had to take in World War II. You know, you start with a good air attack, nice saturation bombing, and then you storm the hill.
Ladies, listen carefully now. Of course, what the woman is looking for is somebody's strategy being building the relationship towards a marriage.
Well, that's what they think.
The guy, of course, that never crosses his mind, typically, right?
Right, except where he has to come across that way. You know what I'm saying?
God, the games we play.
All right, Drew, I came up with an invention today.
Oh.
I had a few inventions today. I'm just going to give you one of them. But later on, I'll divulge you the rest of them.
Okay, what's one?
And I think this is good. Naturally, Mike and Lisa and Sherry are all carrying on in the next room. But I'll tell it to you, Drew.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike would enjoy this. Shaving cream.
Yeah.
That's scented.
Edible. No?
All right, let's just move on.
Scented what?
Okay, it's scented like a woman's panties. Do you know what I mean? You're wiping it all over your face. You know, it's on your upper lip. Why do it like menthol or lemon lime, if you think about it? You know what I mean? Why not make it smell like panties? Huh? That's a good idea.
Caitlin? What's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good.
A little disgusted at the moment. But
You know that's a good idea, though. Go ahead, Caitlin.
Okay. I'm 16, and I was wondering, I'm pregnant with my second kid.
Your second child.
Yeah. And
How do you support the first one?
my parents are supportive, but it's kind of hard since my boyfriend is incarcerated, and he's 20. So.
Is he the father of the second child too?
Yeah.
What do you do?
God bless the
conjugal visit. Yeah,
for your underage girlfriend.
Did he put his penis through the bars, or how do you do that? How's that work?
Well, it's just
You get conjugal visits?
a couple, not really. It just kind of, I don't know what the deal is right now. It's kind of like I don't know what we're doing. So.
Let me get to the bottom of it. Okay, how long ago was he incarcerated?
About a year, I think.
And when did he impregnate you?
About 3 months ago.
And how was he able to do that, considering he was incarcerated?
Kind of just one night, just happened. I don't know. It was stupid.
Let me get to what I'm asking, because I think you're missing it. You know, there's let's say Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Now, he's in jail, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if Ann said that Charles Manson got her pregnant,
Yeah.
I would say, well, how did you have sex with Charles Manson? He's in jail.
Well, that's the thing. There's a possibility it might be someone else's, but that will only happen once.
Okay, but I'm still going back to the Charles Manson analogy. Let's say
how does somebody in jail have sex with an underage person? How does that happen? Did he break out of jail for a while?
No.
How did he get...
All right. Our listeners have a form of retardation that has not been seen by medical science. I really mean it. I really mean that, Drew. I think we've invented our own strain, our own mutant strain of retardation on this show. I really do.
You sure we haven't just plugged into a parallel universe, or people don't really understand the language, or they're from a different time of history or something?
I wish I had a panel of experts here who could explain to me how I can ask this question. I don't know how. Well, I'm going to try one more time. Caitlin?
Yeah.
Where did you have sex with him? This is a better angle. And where?
Do I have to answer?
In like a waiting room or something? In a visiting room?
Well,
guard tower?
As usual, there's a reason we don't get the answers we're looking for. People don't want to tell you.
No, I think this is just stupidity. Caitlin?
Yeah?
Why wouldn't you want to tell
Did you have sex with him on the premises of the prison?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
How does that happen?
How do you get to do that? I thought
Bathroom?
don't people watch you when you're in prison?
Well, it doesn't take that long.
Okay, so you went to visit him, and you had sex with him.
In the jail cell?
Just kind of like...
I'm just wondering how long the silence will
I'm ready to wait it out.
Show.
No, I'm going to wait.
You go to sleep?
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break. Caitlin? All right. Okay, good. Well, I think we waited her out, though, Drew.
Yeah.
That may be a radio first. We just sit there and wait till people hang up.
I hang up. It's supposed to be just waiting for an answer.
Was that a bogus call?
No.
No.
That was somebody, all kinds of issues. I mean, so much. I mean, we unfortunately, I think we took advantage of that person because here's the deal. Her trust issues are so profound that she can't even call people that she knows through the radio, can't even call us and answer the simple questions we ask, even though answering them would divulge nothing to anybody and would just give.
I don't think she thought that out, though. I think she was worried about somebody hearing and finding out.
I just think the trust, she is so distrusting, has no capacity to trust other human beings that you can't even get the simplest information out of her.
Okay. Drew.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Are you for people like Caitlin being rendered sterile, at least, if not permanently, temporarily by the government? Do you want to live in that utopia?
I'd like it if the community around which that person lives took care of that.
What community? Like her alcoholic, abusive dad? That community? Her community is
Could be Culver City.
You better hope it's not Culver. It couldn't be Culver City. I'll tell you why she doesn't live in Culver City. She'd never make it to the prison because you sit and wait at one long arrow in Culver City. You spend your entire life waiting for an arrow to change. It ups the opportunity for getting moving violations. Oh, yes, they're geniuses over here in this dump.
You know, you can't turn right without arrows in certain part of the jam here.
I swear to God. Oh, I one day I'm going to get carjacked, and I'm going to sue this city and win. Gordon.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're 24.
Yeah. And I have a big problem.
All right.
Well, I have a problem with my penis size. I was going through high school. And I just don't know what to do. You know, I've never been with a female sexually, and I can't keep an erection longer than 10 minutes without getting a headache and getting dizzy. And I want to know if that...
I just jumped in there because he's got a large penis question.
Which already makes it suspicious.
But he can't keep an erection without getting a headache and getting dizzy as if all the blood in his body is going into his penis.
That's the case he's making.
Drew, you ever heard of that?
No.
How big a reservoir would your penis? I mean, would you have to put about 3-4 quarts of blood in there before you start getting lightheaded?
People can get migraines with erection. That has nothing to do with size.
Take medication for it.
What's that?
For headaches, because he gave me medication take for headaches.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You may have migraine headaches. And
how big is your penis?
It's close to 13 inches.
Close to?
Close to, yeah.
Well, what's it at, 12 and a half?
Around there.
Listen, my penis 4.5 inches. I say it's close to 13.
Well,
you know, in a relative way, I think it is. Isn't it true?
Relatively.
All right. So what?
Well, I can't be with the female sexually. You know, every female I've been close to being with always turned me down. You know, and they said I don't know if it's the size of my penis or if it's me or what. But also, I just want to know because all the men on my mom's side of the family have the same problem. You know, and I don't know if it runs in the family or what. But I have an uncle that has the same problem that I do. You know, and he can't keep an erection longer than close to 15 minutes without getting headaches either. And I want to know if that's damaging. If that could damage me later on in the future or what.
Let's see. So how do you know the rest of the male side of the family's got the big penis? Did you talk to him?
I talked to my Uncle Brian about the problem before, and he said that he was going through it as well. And, you know, he said that what he did, he just grew out of that stage. You know, he said that later on, you know, because he took medication as well for headaches.
What medication are you taking?
Excuse me?
What medication are you taking?
Well, they gave me, they said that they were going to give me ibuprofen to stop my headaches, and that didn't work. So I'm supposed to be going to the doctor later on next week and taking more medication, you know? But it's painful. It just hurts really bad. And it's not just damaging me physically, but emotionally as well. You know, I can't keep a girlfriend longer than 6 months. And she won't have every girl I've been with just won't have sex with me at all, period.
When she sees the penis?
Basically.
Hold on, let me talk to Drew. Yeah, I got a little pattern there where he tried to skip past stuff. He got the ibuprofen part out, but you can buy that over the counter.
It kind of sounds sincere, though.
And then he kept going, it hurts real bad. I mean, well, doctor, you can go to Save-On and go get ibuprofen, right?
Yeah, that's weird that they would give him just that, but it's possible. It's possible.
All right, so what are you going to do? Get a penis reduction? There's nothing you can do.
No.
You got to find yourself a big gal. That's all. I mean,
this is a case in point for the fact that we hear more complaints about the too large as opposed to the too small.
Do you get oral sex?
No, never had that either.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why not?
It's just, women just always turn me down, you know?
Well, that's your girlfriend, though, right?
Well, I'm single now. You know, I can't keep a girlfriend. I'm telling you, you know, it's just a big...
yeah, I know, but the people that turned you down were your girlfriends.
They were, yeah.
All right. Jeez, I hate everybody.
We hung up on him.
I did?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I'm sorry you have a huge penis. My heart goes out to you. There's really nothing we can do to shrink it. You go to the doctor about your migraines, and as far as the thing works, hey, you got to find yourself a woman who loves you for you, and then you work around it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
LoveLine's phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back. WEBN.
Yeah. I smell a rat.
That last call I made.
Yeah.
He just sounded so sincere, though. You hate to...
Yeah, I know. But what's the worst case scenario? He's telling the truth? He's got a mammoth penis? How badly do you feel, Joe? 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Hey, oh, no. Okay. Janine Garofalo is supposed to come in tomorrow.
What do you think?
No.
No?
I don't think so. I don't know. She said she was. I don't have to talk to her. Listen, I don't care. All you celebrities stay home. Karen.
I'd like to see Janine.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Karen, you're 29.
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't exactly had what I think is the most normal, sexual experience as far as just, dating and all that. And now that I've become more sexual over the last, I don't know, however many years, it's evolved more into phone sex. I mean, there have been sexual experiences, but it's mostly just
wait. Let's try to
artificial.
Okay, hold
if
on.
I can say that.
Why don't you sort of hone down your question to a specific issue? What question do you have? And then we'll sort of broaden out from there.
She sounds like she's a mess, this Karen. Karen?
Thank you.
Are you a mess?
No, not exactly.
Right.
I don't know how to. I guess I'm having trouble putting it down or just describing it.
You in a relationship?
No.
Have you had a relationship?
Yes.
Have they been successful?
No, I haven't had successful relationships.
Have they been abusive?
That's part of the problem is that I haven't been able to say no. I have a really hard time saying no.
Have they been? Okay, so you were a victim early in your life.
That's possible.
Right. I mean, that's sort of what the victimizers know. They know the people that won't say no. That's what gets them to try their shenanigans and allows them to get away with that crap.
And
part of the problem now is that I'm seeing that actually I want out of that.
What happened to you? What do you think happened to you when you were young?
What I remember is just a really early experience with godparents, or with my godfather, actually.
Doing what?
Just fondling me, and so.
How old do you figure you were?
That's part of the weird. I mean, it's so sick to me that I don't really want to.
How old do you think you were?
Admit it. I was between 2 and 3 years old.
Okay, and then did you have sex at a young age too?
I'm not. I don't know about that.
But I mean, how old were you when you first had sex?
My first sexual experience as an adult
how old?
was 20.
How about before being an adult?
Like in high school and stuff like that.
Have you ever had sex before you were 20?
No.
Okay, there you go.
I'm trying
you
to
don't have to go through all the age groups. You just say no. Okay. So you think that your godfather fondled you, but you're not sure.
Were you abused in any other way, physically, growing up?
It seems like there's got to be more here.
Yeah.
No. My sister, she'll say to me about the abuse thing, potential abuse thing in my past.
Yeah.
She said to me, well, I don't trust anything you remember, but this man had a history with other people.
Okay.
Of, fondling.
Okay.
That's nice.
Fondled a lot of people.
I can see why they made him your godfather.
And
that seems like a good idea.
My family structure wasn't super.
All right, tell us about
perfect,
that. What was the deal there? What was the deal there?
My dad was just, really busy, and my mom was, really depressed, and so I took care of her a lot. And, it was a weird family thing.
All right. So it's more.
Listen, your family picked a pedophile to be your godparent.
Yeah.
You know what your godparent's supposed to do is, if anything happens to your parents, they take care of you. So this guy's got he's got himself a full-time squeeze. Surprised he didn't put a hit, cut the brake lines.
For the parents.
Yeah. They go over a cliff, and now he's got himself a little sex toy.
It's chaos anywhere. She grew up in chaos. All right, we got that.
Well, what kind of phone sex you having?
Well, it's...
With strangers?
Yeah, most of it.
Through those party lines?
It's through those, the chat, not the 900 numbers, but the chat lines.
Yeah. How does that make you feel when you finish with
that's the party line, right?
Yeah.
Some of the people I develop relationships with, and that's so-so. But then if it's just like cheap sex over the phone, I feel really horrid,
Why? What makes you feel bad? Why do you feel bad?
It doesn't seem like anything's happened.
Right.
Right.
Nothing has happened. It doesn't get what you were looking for, does it?
No.
Well, you didn't get crabs either.
Well, but what you didn't get is you didn't get hurt either. You didn't get chaos either. You didn't get the kind of pain that your relationships have brought you throughout your history. But why don't you?
This sounds like a pretty good thing Karen's on to.
Why don't you?
We ought to get onto that.
Adam, it is made for you. But Karen's looking for something a little bit more. Karen, go out and have a relationship with a human being. Okay.
See, I guess that's what I'm trying to find now.
Okay. All right. Just be careful. You'll find it. Take your time. Don't panic. Don't trust your instincts. Be real cautious with who you choose.
Trust Drew's instincts, everybody.
But recognize
not your own.
That what you're looking for is genuine human contact, not this sort of facsimile of intimacy.
You ever get into that phone sex, Drew?
No.
Yeah, not my bag either. I don't like it when women talk, so it's a turnoff, right? My other invention was, I was thinking of those, wait a minute. I can't remember if I was talking about this last night. We were talking about those Biore strips that they stick on, pulling off blackheads from everywhere.
No.
You seen all those commercials?
No.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Drew. For Christ's sake. Oh, for Christ's sake.
I don't sit at home with my drawers around my ankles watching TV like you do.
My drawers around my head, for smart ass. Look, all those commercials for those new strips that the women stick on their nose and then they peel them off and it pulls the blackheads out.
All right. I never heard of that, but go ahead.
Oh my God. What must it like to be Drew? Can you imagine?
Every other commercial.
Not knowing what's going on, TV and radio.
It's nice. I'm not affected by the ambient culture.
No, you're not informed by the popular culture. Drew, you not seen those commercials where the good-looking chick is sticking those stickers to her nose and pulling off blackheads?
Adam, not seen.
This is why I need a raise, because this is the guy I have to attempt to do comedy with. The guy who's never heard of anything. John Travolta.
What's it called, Adam?
Biore Yankin Plus or something?
It's a Biore Poor Pad.
Poor Patch.
Pad.
Poor Pad. You know, and it's like a patented formula that actually has like blackhead-seeking
missiles,
adhesives.
Here's the deal:
They're good folks. And then they got one for the forehead now.
That's nice.
And the cheek, and the chin.
I have 3 5-year-olds. We have Nick or Cartoon Network. If the TV's on, it's on about an hour a day, and that's it.
They don't make those in Flintstones for kids, like with Wilma and Betty on there.
Then I would know all about it.
Anyway, well, I can't even go on with the humor, Drew, because Drew never heard of anything. It'd be like the guy who sings all those horrible political songs on the piano, and you're from Russia.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he's singing about Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, and you're just sitting there with your big furry hat on, strumming your balalaika.
I think you're just preparing for the amount of time we're going to spend together the next couple months, and it's pissing you off already.
All right, I'll get back to the joke later. Lori, you're 19.
Yeah, hi guys. It's Poor Perfect.
Poor Perfect,
Yeah.
right. Everyone's coming out with those now. There's like 6 of them.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're an amazing little product.
Everyone got along just fine for thousands of years, and they've all come out in the last 6 months.
And they probably don't work. I don't know, but they probably don't work at all.
They work pretty well, actually.
Well, but Drew, isn't it not?
Oh, they work great. I heard.
What? because they're sponsored. But do you want to pull blackheads out of your nose every other day?
It's a brilliant concept.
It is?
It's very appealing to people to be able just to do that. I just don't know whether it works.
But I'm saying
I will bring some in.
Okay, do they work?
I had to prove this to my husband because he was watching the commercial. He goes, "That's a bunch of crap. That doesn't work." I'm like, "I'll be right back." I put them all over his face and I ripped them off. And sure enough, he's a believer.
From this, but from a dermatological standpoint,
it's good to get Comito out. Yes.
Who?
Comito, that's called.
The little Italian guy?
Yeah.
No, it's good to get it out, but then it fills up. Doesn't it make the pores larger?
Not necessarily.
So you should squeeze.
No.
What should you do? Use the Pore Plus system?
Clean, yeah. Make things clean.
Right.
You know, use.
And if you use astringent afterwards, it closes the pores back up.
All right, that's good. But I never noticed blackheads in anyone's nose except for, like, Carl Malden and...
I'll bring him in. We'll do him tomorrow on the air.
Okay.
And you would be surprised.
All right, that's going to be a good time. I'm going to come out with a strip that goes over the woman's mouth. And you just keep it there.
I worry about your invention.
You never pull it off. She just got to breathe through her nose.
Or if you pull it off, what comes out?
Her tongue. There's a little flap in the side for
Lori,
you to get
what's going on?
Well, I'm still sleeping with my ex-boyfriend. We broke up about 2 months ago, but we were living in the same house, and so it was convenient. And I just moved out, and we're still sleeping together, but I'm just starting to date people casually again. And I was wondering, do I need to tell these people that I'm not sleeping with them, but do I need to tell them that I'm sleeping with him?
You're not, but you have to tell them?
I was wondering if I should tell
What do you mean you're not?
I'm not sleeping with any of these people who I've been out on dates with. I'm still sleeping with
you need to.
Oh, boy.
No.
Really sounded to me like she was saying she wasn't sleeping with her boyfriend.
Right. No, you don't need to tell anybody anything.
No.
But you need to stop sleeping with your boyfriend.
Don't date these poor bastards. You know what it's like? Imagine that. There you are, buying them wine and a dessert and a creme brulee. Oh, and another second helping of this and a movie and a rose. And she's
thinking about getting home.
Just got done banging away.
If I find a guy who I'm really into and we go out on a few dates, I mean...
Lori, what's wrong with being alone for a while?
I don't want to be alone.
Yes, that's what you need to be.
I hate
Lori,
being alone. I've been abandoned by everyone, so...
Lori, this is what you need to do. I mean, you're gonna find abandoning people over and over again unless you learn how to be comfortable with yourself.
Who abandoned you?
My mom, my dad, my family.
Now your boyfriend?
And this guy, well, he stuck around. I moved in with him, and...
But now he's abandoned. And
Well, I decided to move out on my own.
How old is he?
He's 22.
What do you mean he's not? Why, if the relationship's not over, why'd you move out?
Because we were at each other's throats. We were working together and sleeping together and spending all our time together, and our friendship just was falling through the cracks, and I wanted to save our friendship.
Right.
And I needed to move out on my own.
Was that his perspective too, or did he want to end the relationship?
No, we've broken up. We have nothing. We're good friends. We're good in bed, but
Okay, who decided to break up with whom?
we both decided at like the same day. I know it sounds awful. I know it sounds like BS, but it's true.
All right. Where's your mom and your dad? You ever talk to them?
Well, when I left my mom's house, well, my dad and my mom divorced when I was like 6 weeks old. And I decided to move out of my mom's house.
That, by the way, by LoveLine standards, is a pretty good run. 6 weeks? You know, most are...
Well, we would have gotten divorced sooner, but in Missouri, you can't when you're pregnant.
Okay. Well, most of our listeners are making a 3 or 4 week mark where the divorce becomes finalized. All right, so, yeah.
But it's, you know, I moved out of my mom's house when I moved in with him, and we haven't talked.
Okay.
And she wants nothing to do with me.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like the only person I know in this town, him and his friends, because I just moved up here.
Right. Okay. Listen, you got to be on your own for a little while.
So I should stop sleeping with him.
Absolutely. You need to give up the fantasy that this relationship is somehow going to work out, or that he is emotionally still connected with you. He's just sleeping with you.
Let me tell you what you chicks have. It's like a built-in thing. You know what that is? It's like, it's really like, here's what it is. Here's how dangerous this ability, like if you're an attractive woman, to just date your life away and get completely mired in all of this. It's like if you took an 18 or 19-year-old guy and told him he could collect disability for the rest of his life. So here's your choice. You go to work working at your uncle's sofa factory, or you can just stay home and wait for a check. And you can do it. You don't have to work. I mean, you can just keep doing it. You're an attractive 19-year-old girl. As long as you're putting out, going to bars, what have you, you could just date. You could date 5 guys at once for the next 10 years. And if you want to fall back on that, then you can do it for the rest of the year. You really can.
What is the alternative you're proposing?
Go to work. Do you know what I'm saying?
Which is what? What's the equivalent?
Figure out why you need people so much. Right. Do a little soul searching. Get a little emotional work done, and take a little time off. Take 6 months off. Get your ass together, and then go out and have a real adult relationship. Right. Not like anything I'm having.
You have 5 seconds.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
2.
Back in a minute.
1.
WEBN.
LoveLine.
WEBN.
Hey, this is Carrot Top, and even losers like me listen to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Turn on your radio, they'll give you a big hug. It's LoveLine, get it? Ow!
Ow! Yes. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Yeah.
And the email address, loveline@earthlink.net.
All right. Now, we're just talking about John Lennon and Julian Lennon and Sean Lennon, who's going to come on the show, the youngest son. And, you know, here's the weirdest thing about the whole John Lennon thing. I think he got shot in 1980, was in New York. I guess he was in front of his apartment. And the guy who shot him, who was that? Mark... Oh, everyone's having their own conversation in the next room. Drew, I sure as hell you don't know. Even though you could know this, you idiot. Yeah. Mark something. No, for Christ's sake. Everyone's having their own conversation. Are they supposed to be doing that in the next room? How come every time I look in there, they're just chanting it up? Anyway, it'll jump into my head.
The name of the guy that killed John Lennon?
Mark David Chapman. You know, it was coming out of... you know what's funny? My brain works. Mike's going to spit the answer out. Now I have to spit it out, even though I swear to God I didn't know it. Mark David Chapman tried to commit suicide a few years earlier.
Right.
and he's sitting on some beach in Hawaii with his car parked in there and his, garden hose in the exhaust pipe, and he's going to kill himself with carbon monoxide poisoning. And it's, 5 in the morning. He's going to watch the sun rise and or set or something, and he's going to kill himself. And some fisherman happens by, and he, opens the door and throws him out.
Mm.
And then, he moves out to the United States, or at least the mainland, and shoots John Lennon. Isn't that weird that guy was, about to kill himself?
That he was saved for.
It's be kind of weird as the fisherman guy.
Mm.
Imagine what's going through your head. For a couple of years, you're a hero because you happen along this desolate stretch of beach at some ungodly hour, like 5 in the morning, and save some young kid's life.
Mm.
Later on, that young kid puts a bullet in one of the world's most beloved performers, John Lennon. And you are sort of indirectly responsible for that. I mean, just sort of one step, not your fault, but it's got to be a weird thing to live with, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
You would?
Yeah, I would.
Do you think we had bring the guy up on manslaughter?
No.
Well, if it weren't for him,
but in your world,
still be alive.
Things like that may happen.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the one step removed or the direct connection thing. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just be yelling in court. If you were not born, sir, would John Lennon still be alive? Yes or no? Answer the question. If you didn't have this love of angling. Jennifer.
Yes.
What's going on?
I just wanted to call because I was driving in my car and I was listening to the girl that called in who was 16 years old, and she had her second child.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, in a way, it kind of pissed me off because I'm 22 years old, and I've had infertility problems since I was 18. I went through premenopause when I was 18.
What do you mean premenopause?
My hormones were off balance. My pituitary gland was messed up. My body was producing more testosterone than estrogen. I was taking more hormones than my grandmother, you would say, who was going through menopause.
So you were having some sort of endocrine failure, is that right?
Yeah.
Were there other organs other glands besides the ovary shutting down? Was the thyroid malfunctioning?
No, my thyroid was fine. It just,
So it's some sort of pituitary dysfunction.
Yeah.
Right? Were they able to stimulate the ovaries? In other words, if you want to get pregnant, they can still take over and stimulate the ovaries, right?
Yes, they can. I'm going to out at Loma Linda right now. I'm working with a fertility specialist.
How do they stimulate the ovaries? One of those pad sanders?
No, it's some medicine.
It's not one of those vibrating sanders?
No, it isn't there.
No.
Not one of those?
Yeah, the ovaries don't like that.
All
right. So you're trying to get pregnant now?
No, well, I mean, I would like to in the future, when I get married.
So they've told you that you can?
Pardon me?
They've told you that you can?
That I can?
Have they told you that you can?
Yeah, well, yes and no. It's like iffy, back and forth all the time. 1 minute I'm fine, the next minute I'm not.
So if I get you right, it's that the pituitary is not stimulating the ovaries to produce the eggs.
Yeah.
But that there are eggs there, and that if somebody could give you the pituitary hormones, there's a probability that the ovaries will function at least.
But Jennifer's overall point is what a cruel God we have,
yes.
which is
we've made that assumption.
This whacked out 16-year-old chick is heading for her third kid, and
she just thinks it's just all fun and games.
Well, I'm trying to understand what it is about natural selection. I mean, theoretically, in biological systems, the people that reproduce should be creating a healthier population. And our society seems to have created some sort of conversion, a retrograde, some kind of converse reality.
Yeah.
Where the right?
Yeah. Well, I blame religion and doctors for this. These are the two things.
Wait. What do you mean you blame religion?
Well,
these are the two things. Mother Nature. Oh, would you shut up, for Christ's sake?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I know, but to stop doing that. Just relax over there.
Wait. I wanted to ask you, what do you mean blame religion and doctors?
Because Mother Nature did not count on religion and doctors. You understand? It didn't count on doctors keeping everyone alive until they're 95.
Well, how do you know that?
Believe me, I know.
Okay.
And they didn't count on this backwards, retarded, whacked-out Pope up there telling people not to use birth control and whatnot. That's the thing.
Well, the Pope's not the only one that stands for religion.
All right. Well, the shaman or whoever. I had a better point with the religion, but I forgot what it was. So anyway, you're religious, you can't get pregnant.
No.
And you're angry at people that can.
Well, I'm not angry at people that can't. I'm just angry that when
that it's
a
squandered.
16-year-old girl calls in and she thinks it's just all fun and games. I mean, you have to have a license to do everything, but you don't have the license to be a deadbeat parent.
You're singing to the choir here. I mean,
oh boy,
we really are on your team as far as all this stuff.
Oh, are you? Are we? No kidding. All right, I didn't want to. I don't want to. I turned the show into 3 hours of me yelling. Lynn.
Yes.
You're 24.
Yes. My problem is that I'm in an interracial relationship. I'm black. My boyfriend is white. We've been together for 6 years, and his parents, from the time that we started dating until now, have had a problem. Excuse me, with us being together, and all of a sudden they're inviting me to go on family vacation.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, they're going to arrange an accident.
No, come on.
Believe
Is that what you're afraid of?
Excuse me?
Is that what you're afraid of?
No, my problem is that I feel like it hurt me, one, and I think that we need to talk about it. I don't think that,
Not yet. Just hold on. Establish a relationship first. And then this.
But she's got some anger toward these people.
Of course.
6 years, though.
Hey,
well, what have they done in those 6 years?
Nothing.
Well, I know, but what bad stuff have they done? I mean, what I mean is like, what do you have to get over besides a sort of general feeling? Have they done any specific stuff?
Well, his mother was kind of sneaky. She used to follow us. That's how she found out that we were together.
Really?
Yeah, she used to follow us.
They're not Jewish, are they?
No.
Yeah, she'd kill herself. And you.
But I think I'm hurt because before she even knew who I was, she was always very polite and just very...
Well, before she knew you were the girlfriend.
Before she even knew who I was, period.
But it sounds like she's come around now, right?
Well, I think she has, but it's 6 years of her not wanting us to be together.
What about the father?
The father, he's kind of the silent person in the relationship.
Yeah, he
kind of just goes along.
Let me tell you, because
conflict.
Mom's a ball buster, and he doesn't want to deal with it. As you get older and you start dealing, you realize you're married to a polecat. You ain't gonna just. You look like a big stick of jerky when you start talking. It's just bury yourself in front of the TV, crack a beer, and don't start up.
Do you know them?
Believe me, I know how a woman can just break a man.
That's them.
But you will need some opportunity to tell her how you feel, but now is not the time. Let them.
I guess my feeling is just that I've had 6 years to
Lynn, I know.
be hurt.
Yes, true. What do you care? Relax over there. I got some good answers for Lynn. Hey, Lynn?
Yes.
Hold on a second, because we got to go to break.
Okay.
And I want to get back to this, because it's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, hang on. We'll go to break. We'll come back.
Okay.
All right.
LoveLine. Be right back in a minute. WEBN.
Man turns animal for the erotic pleasures of women.
It's LoveLine.
All right.
WEBN.
All right. Break it down.
We just figured out how the human race is sorting out genetically.
Took me about 4 minutes,
Yeah,
right?
during the break. Yeah, you did it.
Thank you. All right. This is LoveLine, and we will be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
Radio
Station.
We're the G spot on your radio dial. Oh, yeah, right there. LoveLine on 102.7. Oh.
WEBN. Cincinnati.
Is it okay to be in love to a guy twice my age? Yeah.
Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Janine Garofalo.
Won't be here tomorrow night.
She says she will.
Don't jinx it.
Listen, you just unjinxed it by saying the jinx thing. Jinx hole. I came with a good name for a guy today. Jack Holman. It's like, it could be a name, right?
Yeah. Paging Mr. Jack Holman.
Jack Holman. Let's see if I can get the reverb. Jack Holman. Mr. Jack Holman. Please meet at the luggage claim, Jack Holman.
And that's funny. Why?
There's got to be a guy named Jack Holman out there.
Why didn't that word catch on?
Jack Hole?
Yeah. It's a great word.
I didn't push hard enough with it. It's a good word.
It's a great word.
And it's not, you can use it.
Yeah.
You can call someone a
diverse.
jackhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the whole idea with swear words is anything you make up, you can use.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Like creating a drug that the DA hasn't caught on with yet.
Right. Unless it sounds too much like a racial epithet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but jackhole, jack off, you can't really say. An asshole is a little bit harsh.
Right.
Jackhole.
Jackhole. Hey, Lynn.
Yes,
All right, so Lynn is a woman of color.
I am.
And she is married to a man of no
Are you
color.
married
Or
to him?
dating. Dating 6 years, though.
And has a mom who's a boyfriend mom.
Right.
The pain in the neck.
Now, let me just defend the white race for a second and tell you that this woman is a pain in the ass and in no way represents the majority of white folk.
Oh, I know.
And not only that, but I can guarantee you that she was somewhat of a pain in the ass to your boyfriend for other girlfriends too. Now, she may be a bigger pain in the ass for you because you're black.
Well, I think part of the problem is that we met when we were fairly young, and I was his first serious girlfriend.
When you were both 18?
Excuse me?
Were you both 18?
He was 17 and I was 18.
All right. Okay.
So I think it's probably partially the race, but it's probably also who is this girl that took my son?
Yeah, right.
So, but I think it wasn't only anger, but embarrassment. I mean, my family, they were like, well, did you meet his mom and what are his parents like? And I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Look, you sound fantastic.
Yeah.
This family is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And if they have one shred of decency and two neurons firing, they'll recognize that.
Sounds sort of like they are. And actually, I'm glad you called it this juncture, this 6-year juncture, because I tell people all the time, because I talk to people who were you calling in 6 years ago and say, why won't the folks accept me because of my color, my race, or my religion, whatever it is? And I always tell them, just hang out, be good, and eventually, even if they're colossal a-holes, they start warming up to you because they just realize, hey, it's been 6 years, this is the person.
And that's what's happening here. Except now what we have is the ancillary problem, which is Lynn has 6 years of
pent up whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm all right with that, by the way.
Oh, sure. But my point is now is not the time to let that out.
No,
you will have your opportunity to express that, but get the relationship built in a positive way first.
And I would say just, go out, be friendly, and you just never get that tight with them.
Right.
I've done this before.
If there's one thing that religion does offer people is the value in forgiveness. Is that not true, Adam?
No, I was just talking to somebody about a guy I know is Jewish who has to, he's not Jewish, he's Catholic, he's got to convert because the mom was tossing his ass out of the house, would not let him come into his girlfriend's home. Absolutely would not.
Until he converted.
Now he converted, even though, I'm sure he wants to kill her, he's converted, and now they're chummy. So what the hell's religion done for them? Please. Created a rift. Of course.
I'm also confused because I think that, if we start to build a relationship, what will we talk? What will I say to her?
Well, I know it just.
To me.
Well, you're wanting there to be some genuineness in the relationship.
Yeah,
it's going to take a while before that.
Totally phony because I don't want her.
Don't worry, it'll
to
happen.
be a friend, and then all of a sudden I come out and say, well,
I don't think you should count. She's not somebody you probably wanted. You wouldn't choose her as a friend if she.
You'll never get that close to her, Lynn, because she's flawed, and you know it, and you don't want to hang out with her anyway.
Yeah.
You just tolerate her like Drew does with his in-laws.
Because he has a sister who's dated black guys, and nothing was ever said.
Really?
Yeah. But she...
What is that? Man, there's a little Colt 45 in the water system over there or something.
So, I think that could be, race, and then the fact that her son fell head over heels. It's been something that's continued for 6 years. He was young.
Well, here's the deal. The mom dotes over the son, and the father worries about the daughter.
Right.
And you have a hyperactive mom and a docile father, so that's why the sister got away with it.
Yeah.
And when I say sister, I mean, blood sister, not, sister. You know what I'm saying, sister? All right, everything's fine.
Then you're going to be great.
Okay.
All right.
Hang in there.
People up here screwing up the race relations. You know what I'm saying?
The parents.
I want to kill these people.
I did a physical on a gentleman when he was 82, and he was telling me how he started flying planes in the 30s. Can you imagine that? And he got drafted and started flying missions over, I don't know, Italy or something. And then I said, why did you become a pilot?
Then he asked you to take his finger out of your ass?
At the end of the
his
whole
ass?
thing, he did.
Yeah, okay.
You see, you wouldn't have been able to tell what his prostate was firm, see?
It was?
Yeah.
Did you check it?
Yeah, what am I doing?
Can I smell your finger?
No.
Firm like what?
No.
Tennis ball or cassava melon?
What in the hell's the matter with me?
All right, so anyway.
And I said, well, gee, why didn't you ever want to fly planes? Yes, I wanted to be a pilot. That's what I wanted to do. Well, why didn't you? Well, I went to Pan American Airlines, and the president at that time was the man who gave birth to the present Queen of Jordan. The Jordanian.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
And they went and had the meeting. He was being hired to be a pilot, and at the end of the interview, somehow religion came up, and they said, well, I'm Jewish. And the guy said, oh, well, we'll call you maybe. We'll call you when we need you. And that was the end of that.
Oh,
this guy had a decade of experience flying.
He got screwed because he was Jewish.
But you never hear that stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a lot of that stuff that went on in that period of history.
Yeah. The Jews got screwed, and the Jews...
Everybody did.
All right, everybody did.
We forget about how close we were to that.
Mainly the Jews. But
no.
Now the Jews are exacting their revenge on the poor, horny Goyim boys who want to get into their daughter's pants.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm telling you, my friend was not welcome in his girlfriend's house.
Oh, I thought you said he was Jewish and had to become Catholic.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't say that. He's Catholic or whatever he was. I don't think it was anything. He had to become Jewish, and now they're chummy. Because, you see, he's totally different. I was saying another friend of mine, at her funeral, he's going to be rubbing a rosary. The second she kicks off, he's going right back to Catholicism. Please. Oh, it's pathetic. Megan.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yes.
What's going on?
I have been molested by my stepfather since I was 15. And about 7 months ago, he raped me.
Wait. How was it not rape to begin with?
There was no penetration.
I see. And were you being abused by somebody else before the age of 15?
No. He married my mother when I was 14. And the abuse started around
See, usually, the reason I ask that question is usually a 15-year-old will speak up loud and clear if something hadn't happened earlier.
I've had a problem with anorexia nervosa.
Okay. So you've been, something happened.
I've always had a problem with self-esteem.
Okay.
And I've been doing self-mutilation since I was about 14.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but what got you started on that?
Just a really horrible self-image, and my mother isn't the greatest mom in the world.
And where was your real dad?
Not in the picture.
What happened to him?
He left right after she told him that she was pregnant.
With you?
With me.
So you never knew him?
No.
Okay.
When my mother got remarried, I was 14, and then when the abuse started, I was 15.
Okay. All right, but no other physical abuse before then?
No.
Interesting.
And about 7 months ago, my stepfather raped me.
Okay.
And I haven't spoken to my mom about it. She knows that I've been having emotional problems with my anorexia.
Does she know that you had been being abused by him before? No.
No.
And Mom must be a real treat, by the way. I mean,
he's threatened me.
He has threatened you?
Yeah. If I am to speak out. He's a very large man. He's about 6'4", and weighs about 220. And about 11 weeks ago, I went to the doctor because I have been feeling fatigued, and I've lost a large amount of weight. And 3 weeks ago, I found out that I was HIV positive. And I have had no sexual relations with anyone. And I don't know how to tell my mother.
Do you have a history of IV drugs?
No, I've never used drugs.
No transfusions?
No.
Hold on one second. Hold on. What's nervosa with the eating disorder? What's the nervosa part?
Just name.
Anorexia, really?
Nervosa. Yeah.
Anorexia and anorexia nervosa, exactly the same thing?
Exactly the same thing.
John Wayne Airport, Orange County Airport.
Exactly.
Exactly the same place.
In fact, most anorexia now sort of falls in the category of anorexia bulimia. It's more common combination.
Okay, how can she get HIV if she
has sex? With the implication is the stepdad has it.
Yeah, but I thought Megan?
Yes.
So, you think you got it from your stepdad?
I believe I got it from my stepfather.
How long ago did you have sex with your stepfather?
This is
7 months ago.
Okay.
He raped you 7 months ago.
And it's been continual.
He's kept going since then.
Yes.
For 7 months.
And certainly, this is the kind of this guy could. Who knows what the hell this guy's doing? I mean,
what's this guy do for a living? Just so I can.
He's a legal consultant.
Oh, okay.
And he pulled me out of high school when I was 15 and had me homeschooled.
Sure. Why can your stepdad do that, by the way? I mean, if you didn't want to do that?
My mother, he convinced my mother that it was a really good idea.
And why? What was behind that? Did he want to have you alone?
He doesn't. He's very strict. He doesn't let me out past a certain hour. He doesn't like me going out. I have no friends. I am very secluded. I don't.
Okay. All right. This guy's a monster, but so
this guy's an asshole.
Thank you, Drew. So you found out you're HIV positive how long ago?
3 weeks ago.
What have they done with you so far?
Right now, the only thing that's happening is I have no other STDs, and I'm not on any medication as of yet. So I don't know when I contacted it.
What is the plan in terms of medication?
I haven't gone back to the doctor. The one place that I went to was a clinic. I don't have a regular.
How do they inform you?
They sent me a letter.
What state are you in? That's not how that's informed in this state.
Pardon?
That's not how people are informed in this state.
That was how I was informed through a letter and a phone call.
What state are you in?
I'm in Oregon.
And what kind of test did you have done?
I had a blood test done.
Where did you have that done?
I had it done at a free clinic that's located over in Portland, Oregon.
All right.
How do they inform you here? They like a singing telegram or something?
Well, I mean, if somebody couldn't be contacted in person, you'd get
I got a letter. I did not want to be contacted at home. They did call my home, but they sent me a letter also.
But you get like a receipt.
So Megan?
Yes.
So I mean, your stepdad didn't get to you till you were 14, so you
15.
Okay, till you're 15. I mean, you didn't meet him till you're 14. And so you had, even though you had some self-esteem issues, an eating disorder and whatnot, you had some semblance of a personality at that point. It wasn't like he got to you when you were 3 or 4.
No.
So, 15, even though you were kind of screwed up, you still didn't make a move to tell anybody or inform the authorities or anything like that.
I have nobody to tell. The only person that I have to tell is my mother.
Well, I know, but
he has brainwashed my mother.
I know. We don't want to tell her.
No, but you need to tell.
I need to let her know if he's doing something to her also, and if she's positive.
Absolutely. She I mean, you need to tell the police.
I am having a desperate time.
You have no
alternative right now.
You having a desperate time? What?
Trying to stay alive at this point.
Why then aren't you calling the police?
I don't know. Should I?
Yo, you got to get the SWAT team over there. Yes.
I mean, first of all,
you have to.
You are going to need to initiate treatment for this HIV immediately. I mean, the advancement in the ability to suppress the destructive aspect of the HIV is quite substantial, and certainly triple therapy would be something that you'd hope you could get on right away and maybe decrease the risk of this maybe even ever going on to AIDS, or certainly not within the near future. And the earlier you start this, the better off you're going to be. That's number one. Number two, you've got a guy with a deadly weapon, quite literally, in the house.
How do I save my mother?
And three, you've got a guy who's threatening to harm you. Four, you've got a guy who's raping you. This is this is not something you and your mother are going to be handled alone, or you're going to be able to handle without full-scale intervention by whatever resources are available in your community.
But since I'm now 18, do I still have the same rights if I were a minor?
I know that you're being raped, and you're being without your consent, and you may have to do some proving of all that. And you've got it's HIV now. Certainly that would implicate somebody in the household there.
Well,
and you got your mom potentially exposed to all this. I mean, this has to be handled by a team of people.
Not only that, but the secretary this guy's boffing as well is in danger.
Right.
Whatever the hell else this guy's up to.
This is a dangerous person, and you have to be able to get access to the care that you need. All right.
I just feel really trapped. I have nowhere to go.
I know you don't. Do you have any friends?
No.
No, not any.
No.
They're idiots anyway. You don't want those friends. You got to call. What's that, Drew? Yeah. What's going on?
I don't know.
You starting to get a little suspicious here?
I don't know. We have to deal with it accordingly, though.
You don't have any friends because of homeschooling?
There's nobody. I have neighbors. I have neighbors.
No aunts or uncles, anything like that?
Yeah, my mother's sister.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah. Anything to do with mom we're concerned with. But then everybody else is suspect too.
Do you have anyone you can stay with?
No.
And nowhere you can go?
No, I have nowhere to go.
All right. Are you done with school or homeschool?
Yes, I'm done with homeschool.
Are you working or anything like that?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Can you get out on your own?
I can. If I go to a low-income housing, I've been checking.
Hey, yeah, okay. Because, Megan, wouldn't you want to get out of that situation?
Yes,
with this big brute living down the hall?
I do, but I want to be able to take my mother with me. I don't know how.
I know you feel a bond to your mother, but your mother's the one who got you into this mess. I mean, she did bring this piece of vermin
and I thought
back
this is
home
the one
with her.
You were so afraid to tell about.
I am, and I don't know how to get it through her.
Right, I have to give you a hotline that I'm going to ask you to speak to, all right?
Okay.
Because...
grab a pad and pencil. All right, well, hang on a second. Grab pad and pencil. Why wouldn't she tell her mom she wants to save her mom?
Lots of things don't fit in this scenario.
Lots of things?
Lots of things. We can talk
not lots of things, just a couple of things.
For instance, you think about... let's give her the phone number first. Let's wrap it up, then you and I will wrap up together here. Okay, Megan?
Yes.
The number is 800... I'm going to give you two numbers. 800-522-8336. Can you read that back to me?
1-800-522-8386.
8336.
8336.
And 800-422-4453. Okay.
You got that?
You stay in touch with us.
What are those numbers for? I know one of them's Ice-T's pimp line, but what's the other one?
Yeah, they're both crisis lines, and they deal with abuse of various types, and it's a way to, again, help get support and direction on what you need to do with this issue. But it's pretty clear to us that you need to call the police, Department of Social Services. You need to call in every resource available and get some contact with the authorities in your community so they can intervene.
How do I intervene with my mother?
Don't worry about
that. Just call the authorities and let the professionals handle it.
Start with the crisis lines tonight, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Call them tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. People, when we normally, think about all the calls we've had like that, and usually we give advice, they're like, mouse, okay, all right, I'll do it, okay, yeah. And this is like very assertive, and I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fit with somebody that's in that, nor does it fit that a 15-year-old would go on for 3 years like that unless they'd been roundly abused as a 3-year-old. Nor does the HIV story fit at all. How that happened and what they did with it and how the news was delivered, and it just doesn't fit. Also, remember, this is a limited sexual contact, and it just all doesn't.
All right,
fit.
so
It just doesn't fit.
how does she get HIV from a man who's wasn't having sex with her for a few years? I mean, intercourse.
Well, she did the math just about right. See,
She did 7 months.
It was just exactly perfect, and then 11 weeks ago turned up positive. I mean, she had it all just perfectly right, and yet this same guy's been having sex with mom for how many years, and yet mom doesn't have anything, and he doesn't have anything yet. Nobody knew about it. He's not an IV drug user. Where did he? It's just all just. It's so fantastic. I mean, that it's possible, but not probable. It's not the usual thing that we hear over and over here.
Well, we don't hear about many teenagers tolerating sexual abuse unless there was some sexual abuse before that, and a few other things didn't fit. Although she was genuinely disturbed and upset. Okay.
You just have to deal with this. It just didn't all hang together for me, but that's the way it goes.
All right. When we come back, who are we going to talk to?
We'll decide on the break. I was overwhelmed by Megan.
All right, I was too. Okay.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
WEBN.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on WEBN.
All right, that's more like it.
Who is this?
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy?
All right.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's just swing for a second. Oh, Drew, if you only knew the joy of playing the horn like this. You know what I mean?
The piano's in there.
Oh, there you go. Did I tell you my grandma? Oh, I told my grandma did, didn't I?
No. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. Hey, who's that, Megan we're talking to?
I think that was bogus.
Yeah, we're talking about it off the air, and we're sort of adding things up, and there's a lot of peculiar things going
We talk
there.
to enough people here that when things don't fit, they just don't fit. And we're usually never wrong about that. I mean, there just are patterns to why and what things happen. But unfortunately, the material that she was bringing up was so serious, we can make no assumptions. We just have to deal with it accordingly. You know, I mean, it's just too heavy a story to even spend the time figuring out whether it was real or not.
Right. And Drew, I know anyone can get AIDS from anybody else at any given time, especially if you're heterosexual.
Yeah. Why wasn't she pregnant, by the way? That's another thing we forgot to get into.
But your chances of getting AIDS or HIV from somebody you're having sort of infrequent sex with over the course of a couple months.
Unless he's way on his disease and producing lots of virus.
And then mom would have it.
And he would be sicker. He would have evidence.
Jane?
Yeah.
You're 20.
Yeah. My problem is I'm going through a divorce right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, like, a lot of independence and everything. It's kind of like I basically outgrew him.
How old were you when you got married?
18.
How old were you when you started dating him?
14.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Really early.
How old was he then at 14?
He was 16.
Okay.
So when you say outgrown, do you mean emotionally or just packed on a lot of weight?
No, I mean, I think more of an emotionally.
Uh-huh. I see. Oh, let me write that down. Emotionally. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he's having, like, a really hard time with it, and he's, like, coming in, trying to get into the apartment. I had there's no lock on the patio door. I had to shove a board in there, but, I mean, he'd climb up the balcony. He's, like, going through my purse. You know, he's going through my
Well, that's a problem when you outgrow someone emotionally. You outgrow them emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what? I've just come with a good idea. You know all these poor women that have to go replace the locks because they throw the guy out? And there's all these people getting divorced and losing their crazy boyfriends and whatnot. There should be a lock exchange program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use, those things usually all have the same back set, which is either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4, and they all got the same bore, the deadbolts. They're 99% of them are 2 1/8 bore. You could literally just change out your lock and swap it with your neighbor who's got a crazy boyfriend coming around.
Get kind of a bulletin board on the internet.
Yeah.
Just,
the schlegs will run you $20, and you trade him the key, trade him the lock. That way he has the key to your place but never knows it.
Then you could support each other on the emotional dealings of leaving the relationship, too.
Yeah, they use the lock to sort of
bond. Initiate the relationship.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
It's a great idea.
Thanks, Jane. Appreciate that.
But anyway, he's like, he don't want to let go. And
Have you had the divorce yet?
No, I'm just like
you need to finalize things. You need to really bring down a lot of structure to let him know you're.
I've asked a lawyer.
Yeah, but you need. It can't be symbolic. It's got to be harsh and real. And
how old is he?
He is 22.
I mean, it's gonna be harder to help for him to let go.
Is he just still in love with you, or is he just having this adverse reaction to being broken up with?
I don't know if he's really still in love. I think it's just like a really hard blow to him.
Yeah, because he was kind of mean to you when you were together, right?
Yeah, he was always, the boss, and I was always watching my back. He was never like abusive.
Do you have kids?
We have one.
All right. What are we gonna do? So that's just
2.5. And
well, he's practically out of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, today, isn't he? The kid's hit out about 11 or 12?
4.5.
Oh, 4.5. Wow. Oh, okay.
He's just like.
All right, Jane. Listen, you got to bring. You got to be
reality
firm.
to bear. Be firm. Yeah.
I know what the guy's going through.
Yeah, it's exactly what you did, isn't it?
Yeah. But don't get married at. I never was stupid enough to get married at 18, though. Understand that ain't gonna work, kids. Getting married at 18 works when you die. When you die in your 30s.
Yeah.
It don't work. It don't work otherwise.
When you die at 85.
Right. Mercedes.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
My girlfriend, she's pregnant, and I'm bisexual, and she's pregnant, and I was wondering if I should dump her. And
yeah.
Mercedes, what's your deal? Do you live with your parents?
Yeah.
What are you goofing off? What are you screwing around here?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're not bisexual.
Yes, I am.
No, quit goofing around.
What?
Please, you goofball. 15-year-old. You've never been with a woman. Please.
What?
Give me a break. What? Huh? All right. Jackass.
Bogus calls are getting through tonight.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I'll tell you, we used to have a fine HEPA filter in there for screeners, but now we just got a big fat screen door, and there's like a fat guy standing in it, propping it open, drinking a beer in his underwear, and everything's just flying right through.
Lisa got fried by the sun on the beach today. Just did a little something to her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's thinking about a boy.
Oh.
Girl goes out and gets a tan. She could be thinking about a boy. Lisa, what's going on with you?
No, I'm just trying to do my job.
What kind of job?
Wait, can we stay on the mic there?
What's going on with you? Is there some guy you're thinking about?
No.
Seriously?
Who are you at the beach with?
Just some friends.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. No, I believe she went to there's love. There's something going on with Lisa. She's glowing.
No.
What happened?
Nothing, really.
You dating? Huh?
No.
Are you interested in one of the guys that you went to the beach with?
No, I went with a couple of girlfriends.
Did you meet a guy at the beach?
No, I didn't.
But you went to the beach?
You guys are really funny.
Did you go to the beach and get tan for a guy?
No.
They like those bikini lines.
No, Adam, I just went to have fun.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, then what the hell's the matter with the screening tonight?
Listen, don't drink before you come in then. All right, in that case, you're fired. You're either in love or fired. Okay. That Mercedes was a jack-off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Crystal.
Yeah?
You're 16.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering if St. John's wort, if those really work or what.
Well, there's probably some effect from
None of that hippie herb crap works worth a damn.
Well,
believe me, I just got done taking that kava BS. I was up all night with that garbage.
If
I swear to God,
if you have a bona fide depression, then it should be attended to properly. Now, if it's severe enough that you need a pharmacologic agent, why not take one that's known to work as opposed to one that we don't know when and how much and what the potential effects are? And you should be you shouldn't be treating yourself no matter what. You should need to be monitored carefully and assessed carefully. I mean, you'd be amazed how often depressions are actually precipitated by medical problems, thyroid conditions, anemias. I mean, almost anything you can imagine can present as depression. And so you primarily need an evaluation to make sure it's not a medical problem causing the depression.
Let me explain what's going on, Drew, in real world terms. There's a lot of tree hugging, sandal wearing, underarm hair growing, granola eating, Giovanni freaks out there who don't like the notion of taking something that the man created.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
I know.
And they don't want to be stigmatized. You know, as to being on one of these mood altering, antidepressants or something like that. And there's a certain what they should really do with this stuff, like Prozac.
Yeah. Put in a root. Grind it up.
Just change the name of it every 6 months. Funzac. Scrotum sack. You know what I mean? Change the name of it because people think there's a difference. And here's the deal. You got a problem with your affect, you got a problem with your mood, so you take a pill. Now, who the hell cares if some Cherokee Indian ground it up in a mortar and pestle his grandfather gave him, or Upjohn made it in a factory in North Carolina? Who cares? You're taking a pill because something's not right with you.
But it's that fact that
get over it.
Impairs people's or challenges people's grandiosity and sense of omnipotence. That is admitting that you may be frail and need help and are maybe not perfect and maybe ill.
Yeah, but when the crap comes in a root form, you're enhancing your life.
Right.
When it comes
you're not
in
really
a
sick. You're not sick. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm just
you're sucking on a root. How bad could you be?
Right.
But when you take a pill, it suggests that something's wrong with you.
Right. Exactly.
So when you take St. John's wort or the Kava or any of this other BS, you are enhancing.
Right.
When you take a Prozac, you're fixing something that's broken.
Exactly. And that impaired. It all goes back to the narcissism that is so endemic.
Right. Listen, if you need a pill, take a pill that works. Oh, okay.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. LoveLine, I'll be right back. WEBN.
Not hard to swallow. We've got a frog in our throat.
Lick it up.
It's LoveLine.
WEBN.
Down a little bit. Work your way around. Hey, the LoveLine. All right, finally a little Survivor. Back on the air. Well, that's not Survivor. Who is that? Rage? Rage Against the Machine or just Rage?
Rage Against the Machine. Even I know that.
Kids are angry, that's Rage. Oh, you know it's Rage. Rage is Rage Against the Machine?
Am I not right on that one? I'm assuming that's what they mean.
Yeah. I can't stand that crap. I just can't. It just gives me a headache. I know I sound old, but...
That sounded pretty good.
Yeah, but you can't, that's all right if you're getting a B job at some S&M parlor, at 4 a.m. and you're out of your mind on X. But you can't drive around and listen to that garbage.
You know what I can't stand?
There you go. That's the kind of thing I could drive to.
Yeah, what I can't stand is any one kind of music all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can listen to Rage once in a while.
You can?
Yeah.
If it's in the soundtrack of a movie.
Well,
all right. Quit trying to be cool, Drew. You listen to opera.
Yeah.
So isn't that what you listen to all the time? All right. Well, then shush up. Shush. Scott?
Yeah.
You're 31.
Hey, all right. That was quick.
All right.
You guys get through the phones fast. My question is, I'm wondering, let's see, I'm interested in getting my wife a breast enlargement.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, just a little bit. She was looking really good before we had our children.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's starting to sag a little bit as we get a little bit older. And I'm wondering about the long term. I'm in this relationship for the long term. I'm wondering what kind of health problems might be induced when we get older?
First of all, the placement, it's a surgery, and surgery has inherent risks. And once you get breast implant, you're sort of committing yourself to a long-term process. I mean, they can scar and they can move around and they can need revisions, and it's not often a one-shot thing, and that's the end of it. It's a commitment to a long-term process very often.
Okay.
And as you know, there's a lot of press these days about this potential of silicone causing all sorts of autoimmune syndromes, though that's not been proven. That association is certainly
Tell that to Dow, who's filed Chapter 11.
Well, there's all kinds of literature out there about the difference between the scientific reality and the legal reality.
Oh.
It exists in a legal way, but it doesn't exist in a
It just came down. I think Dow owes like 3-point-something billion, and they've now gone under.
And the first billion will go to the attorneys that tried the case.
Here's my wish. My wish is that by Dow Corning, the manufacturer of this product. And by the way, where am I going to get my bathtub caulk now? See, I'm screwed.
That's the point. The consumer loses.
The point is, yes, here's my sincere wish. This Dow company, all they did was make these breast things, and they still don't have any conclusive scientific evidence linking those to any of the crap these nutcases thought they got. And let me tell you something.
By the way, some women are still getting silicone implants. They're opting for that.
Well, because they feel better.
Yes.
And
more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it this way. Women that get breast implants, not all of them, but majority, little unstable emotionally anyway.
Okay,
Think about that for a second. But hold on a second. I'm not done.
Okay.
Here's what I hope. I hope the lawyers that represented the women in this class action suit, I hope they all come down with some sort of heart valve difficulty, and Dow is the company that would have manufactured the valve for them, and now they're all out of luck. They can take that $1 billion and go to Mexico for urine therapy to see if they can cure it, because they put another big American company under. Filthy maggots.
How about all the people that used to work for Dow out of work now?
Good. I hope they get drunk and come over to your state and sodomize you. Stinking lawyers.
All right,
$3 billion.
I was wondering about the emotional effect. My wife made a comment the other day that breasts are somewhat public property. You know, whenever a man looks at a woman, he checks out her figure.
Well, Scott, I believe that this whole issue is her business.
It's her business,
Yeah, and not yours.
Okay.
That you're certainly a beneficiary, and you can certainly express your opinion. You're not completely.
You can cast a vote.
Yeah, you're not a non-participant, but this is her thing. This is her body. This is whether she wants to do something like this, and I would strongly urge you not to be pressuring her to do something substantial like this with her body, unless you're just supporting something that is spontaneously important to her.
Okay. Another question is about breastfeeding. Is that not possible after a breast implant?
I believe they still can.
It is. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Not possible?
No, they still can. I think it depends somewhat on the placement of the breast
No, it's possible.
But it's possible, yeah.
No, it's probable. They wouldn't do it otherwise.
I think it depends on, I think it depends somewhat on the placement, but yes, you can.
So get the saline and don't worry about it. I don't think you could get the silicone anymore. Who's going to make that? Who's foolhardy enough to make that? It must make you sign 30 waivers before they put it in you.
We just got that put in.
Oh, God. Everybody wants something. Everyone wants to do it. Everyone just wants someone to pay their way. All right, Scott, get your wife those breasts.
Do you remember when we were at Vanderbilt and that guy got up and asked that crazy question about his one testicle nutting or something? Didn't he sound like Scott? Do you remember that guy? Can you remember that?
Drew, let me explain what your mind looks like and what my mind looks like. Your mind looks like where they shoot like a douche commercial. You know,
Daisy Field.
Daisy Field, young woman, 19, lily white skin, running through it in some sort of negligee that's blowing in the wind.
I see. And your mind?
My mind looks like a blimp shot of a figure-8 dirt track, a smash-up derby, like in Ascot.
I see.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of oil, transmission fluid.
So what you're saying is
people drunken with their shirts off in the crowd, throwing beer at each other.
Yeah. But you were practicing your numbers here, I see. It's good. You made it all the way to 18.
Yeah, then I froze.
He's writing down numbers.
What's next, 20?
What are you doing there?
You know, I got to keep myself busy, Drew. Lynn?
Yeah.
You're 22.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? That comes after 21, you know.
Very good.
Thank you. Learned that from my numbers. Now, where was I? I'm going to work on my letters now. Okay, go ahead.
I've been dating this guy for about 3 months, and he doesn't seem to want to get into any kind of a physical relationship with me. Actually, my question is, I think he's gay, and I don't want that.
That's a common conclusion that women make.
It'd be nice for you, but I don't know.
He may just not be into you. He doesn't want to get in so far that he has a commitment with you.
Well, he actually was thinking seriously about marrying me, so I thought that he was into me.
Is he a virgin?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't that make sense then that he wouldn't want to have sex if he wanted to maintain his virginity?
Oh, I'm not talking about a sexual relationship.
Oh, he
but-
doesn't touch you at all.
Well, no, he'll like hold my hand but he hasn't kissed me. And it's been he's 28 and he hasn't kissed anyone before. That's what he says.
Ooh.
And I just think there's something a little different. He doesn't even want to.
What is he, LDS?
What?
Latter-day Saints?
Yes.
Oh, he is?
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me revel in my rightness for a
$1?
second. Could I have $1?
Yeah. I don't have any ones, I don't think.
Well, I'll take a 5.
I'll get all your $1.
No, I'll never see that $1. All right, thank you. I've just climbed the stairs and I'm shadow boxing.
All right, so he has some sort of a social/religious reason for being the way he is. And it's not unheard of for somebody that's of that persuasion to be that way.
I don't think that being religious makes you not want to kiss a person.
Some people really feel strongly about physical contact from that environment. I mean, they do.
We all know if a guy's horny, though, he'll override whatever it is that was thrust in front of him in his sexuality and do it anyway, and then just go ahead and, say some Hail Marys or do something later.
Yeah.
Or, kill his victim or, whatever it is. He'll do it. So this guy does not have the biology working.
Doesn't seem that way.
He's 28. And maybe he only got into the LDS because he was shut down.
He's on any medication?
I don't think so.
Are you allowed to take medication when you're LDS?
Yeah, you need to know this guy better. I mean, just find out more about him. You don't know if he's on medicine. You don't know. You need to talk to him. Why can't you talk to him?
Why can't I?
Why can't you talk to him?
Oh, we talk. Actually,
what do you talk about?
He has a hard time being alone with me. Whenever we do things, we just go out and do things with all his
Spend
friends.
some time alone and ask some questions.
How many
Find out
guys?
who this guy is.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
Oh, you are? What's your religion?
I'm LDS also.
Okay. Why was it so confusing when I said LDS the first time? Huh?
I didn't hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, Lynn, you're both LDS and you're both virgins, and that's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just talk to him. Just because you're religious doesn't mean you can't communicate.
Find out more about him. Who is he? What does he want? Why is he the way he is? I mean, you've got to question the hell out of this guy. He's somebody you want to be close to.
He just says he doesn't feel comfortable kissing anybody.
Why not? Okay.
I tried to ask him that.
All right. Believe me, this guy's got some difficulties. Trust me.
Something. There's some reason.
You may be LDS, but I'm BFD.
All right.
Yes.
All right, BFD.
All right. Believe me. I know something's up with this guy. This guy's 28. He won't kiss her.
Won't be alone with her.
Kissing is okay. And believe me, if this guy was hot for her, he'd be bringing it right up to the borderline.
Yeah, but he was saying he wanted to marry her. Very strange stuff. Never been alone with her.
Yeah, because he thinks he's going to kickstart himself. Listen, there's something wrong.
Do you think he's gay?
I don't know. See, I don't know if people embrace religion because it's a good excuse sometimes because they're whacked out and confused about their sexuality. So here's an excuse to go ahead and be whacked out and confused about my sexuality. I'll just become a Jehovah's Witness. Or if this created it because it was there at such an early age. Hard to tell. All I know is if I ever go religion, I go Jew. 300 holidays a year, all the food you can eat, people hiding money in matzah. I'm in on any religion where they hide money around the house. That's my thing. My folks wouldn't have made it a day being Jewish. They would have tossed their ass right out of the synagogue. I could see my mom and dad over talking to the rabbi. Yeah, we'd like to be Jewish. All right, you, sir, you got to hide money around the house. You got to get in the kitchen and cook. We're out. That's it. We thought it involved napping and blaming our parents, but that's different. Oh, we got to stay together. We got to get the kid a bar mitzvah. We're out. Are you kidding? My parents made the world's worst Jews. The bar mitzvah. Please. I could have never had a bar mitzvah. I celebrated my sister's birthday and my birthday were just celebrated together because we were born in the same... I was born at the end of May. She was born at the beginning of May. So, her birthday around the 15th, right? Save on cake.
Really?
Since the age of 10.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it wasn't even in May most of the time. It's like in June. No one in my family knows when anyone else's birthday is. I called my grandma a week ago. Hey, Grandma, how you doing? I was gonna get some lunch. Did you call to wish me a happy birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah? Always go with yeah, by the way. If even if they did it like a week after that, go with yeah again. You can never be too safe with that. All right. Yeah. Let me just say hi to somebody. Lynn?
Yeah.
We talked to Lynn.
For Christ's sake. She's on hold first. Jennifer?
Yes?
Gave a guy oral sex and he told everyone, should she seek revenge? No.
No?
No.
Well, I mean...
Just move on. Just move on. Believe me.
The more you make of it, the more they'll make of it.
Don't talk about it. Just find a new guy and tell him to keep his mouth shut while your mouth is open next time. Michael. Michael's 12, weighs 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Hey, Mike, there are medical conditions that can be associated with excessive weight gain, like Cushing's disease and even sometimes thyroid conditions. Make sure you have a medical evaluation before you try to diet or figure out what's going on, okay?
All right. Well, I am Fabry's, bipolar, and ADD.
And what was the first thing, Fabry's?
Yeah, Fabry's.
Oh, boy. You want to talk to him off the air?
Sure.
Cushing's disease where he put on a bunch of weight?
No, it's just Fabry's and bipolar and ADD.
You know what it's called when you're a bad female comedian and you have Cushing's? No. Whoopee Cushing's disease. That was good. That was good.
This is LoveLine. LoveLine will be right back. WEBN.
Here tomorrow night.
I bet she'll be here.
All right, see, now you jinxed it.
You jinxed it by saying that I jinxed it.
All right, now I don't even know where we're at in the jinxing order. But
what am I?
The point is I want to thank the fabulous Lisa, the lovely Sherry, for doing a mediocre job tonight on the phones. I want to thank the angular one, producer Ann, for putting her feminine stink on the show.
I'm sitting there.
That feminine flair on the show. And, of course, the one that won our engineer, Mike, for doing a wonderful job doing whatever it is he does. I'm not sure.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's.
I'm Bob, and they're mine.
The producer of LoveLine is Ann Wilkins. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.